It's really easy to romanticise being a mum when you're not a mum. They don't tell you how you are going to feel mentally. They don't tell you how lonely those first few months can be.
And then when I became a mum, I felt really guilty because it wasn't enough for me, and I felt awful, but I really desperately wanted to go back to work.
In my head, I've always thought it'd be lovely for Cooper to have a brother or sister, but it just wasn't right for me and Danny. I beat myself up about it for quite a long time. Like, God, I feel terrible because Cooper would love a brother or sister, but if I had another child, would I be an okay mum mentally?
We're back! I'm so excited that we are back recording for Series 2 of the Dear Mum podcast. Thank you so much for all the love and the support with Series 1. The first 12 episodes went off with a bang and I absolutely adored every minute of it. And I promise you that Series 2 is not going to disappoint, especially my first guest, who I know you are all going to love. Today on the Dear Mum podcast, we have Georgia Jones, model, podcast host, content creator, presenter. She does it all, as well as being a mum. We talk all about her journey through pregnancy and into motherhood, her decision to just have one child, navigating postnatal anxiety and depression, and juggling it all while her husband Danny is touring the world with McFly. It is such a good and open conversation. I cannot wait for you to hear it. And the reason we're back for season 2 is purely down to how much support you've given us. So please don't forget to like this episode, subscribe and follow anywhere you watch and listen to your podcast, because it really does help us. Georgia, you are finally here. It's taken us a little bit of time to get the right date in, hasn't it?
It really has. I feel like that's mainly my fault, actually.
Oh, no. I mean, to coordinate 2 mums who've got jobs, kids, it's a full challenge to do that. So
it is.
Finally made it work.
You're a very, very understanding friend.
No, it's the same with me. Like, most people, when I see them, it's like, oh, thank God we've made it work. I have a coffee in my diary for tomorrow and it says, Katie, don't cancel, because I've cancelled it so many times that I'm like, I can't cancel it again. And then she messaged this morning and said, are we still on? And I was like, yes, I promise you we're still on.
It's that pressure though, because like if you like got a can't cancel again, and then if something comes up and you're like, I just feel like the worst person.
But to be honest, if you're seeing another mum, they do get it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't cancel if you just couldn't be bothered.
No, well, like I've had to. We were meant to go for a drink after work, but
yeah,
I can't do that. I'm afraid.
But it's for pickup. Do you know what I mean? It's for picking up the son. So I totally get it.
Yeah.
So you're here, and actually, this is the first time we've caught up in ages. So I've got to make a note of the time because we'll just keep going for hours. Right. Before we start, we need your mum stats. So who have you got at home? How old is he? And tell me what he's like.
I have got a little boy called Cooper, and he is 8 years old. I know
I can't believe he's 8.
Such a big boy now, and he is. He's a sensitive soul, and he's a little bit of a worrier, but he's very kind and very loving, very affectionate.
He is a warrior, isn't he?
He is,
I was a warrior as a child. So everything that you say to me about him, I think, I remember that.
Yeah, I do, actually. And it's hard because you sometimes think, have I projected my worries onto him? But I don't think I've ever, been worried whilst I've been around him.
I just think you're born an overthinker or you're not, because my sister was never. She would just live in the day every day. And I, when I was about 10, cried to my parents because I didn't know if I wanted to go to university or not. I didn't want to know if I wanted to move out or not.
Oh, when you were 10?
When I was 10, I thought, but what if I want to live at home forever? And it really occupied a lot of my time. And my sister was like, what are you doing? And I see it in my boys now. Alfie needs to know everything that's coming up in the week, what time we're going everywhere. And Barney gets in the car and he goes, am I going to school or where am I going now?
He just doesn't care. He's just
is happy to go along.
And he's the younger one as well, isn't he? So
he's the younger of the two, yeah. So it's very interesting, but it's really sad to see when your little ones are worried.
I know. When the Queen died, that was the first time I've seen Cooper, which sounds bizarre. I know it sounds bizarre. We haven't got a link to the Queen, but it was the first time he'd seen and I'd had to explain death.
Right.
And he just couldn't understand how someone would just not be here anymore. And he just honestly went into such a little pit of worry about people dying.
Because then suddenly it's like, well, hang on, how old was she and what age are you?
Yeah, and how old's Nana and Grandad?
Yeah.
And not far off Queenie, actually.
I know, but you know what? You have to just learn what to share with them, what to hold back from them, because sadly, the older they get, the older everyone else gets. And
Yeah.
they're going to have to experience this stuff.
I know. And that was like, that's why the online world is so good with for parenting sometimes, because I kind of put it out there of what do you say? How do people tell their kids that?
That could be so helpful for advice,
Yeah.
can't it?
I remember somebody said to me, I think it was, I'm sure it was a psychologist, said, you've got to be honest, but obviously in an age appropriate way. But, you know, just be like, people aren't around forever. And the best bit of advice was say, but I'm not worried about anybody, so you don't need to be worried about anybody.
good.
It's always that I'm not worried, so you don't need to be worried. And I remember whenever my mum and dad said that to me when I was younger, made such a difference. Could have been completely lying, but
And that's comforting, isn't it?
Yeah.
To think, right, well, they'll let me know if I should be
yeah,
worried.
yeah. I used to have this irrational fear of lightning hitting our house when I was a little girl. I know.
I mean, that is quite a fear, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's so rare that...
I think, and then I remember my dad took me outside. He showed me like the houses have like lightning conductors, don't they? That like earth
no
it.
idea.
Well, they do, because I had a fear about it, and I know everything there is to know about lightning hitting houses.
Great, good to know. I'll come to you when I'm worried. But it's so funny because as a child, your brain is not rational, so
No.
you'll just completely catastrophize all these things. My sister used to scream because she thought when we took the plug out of the bath, which me and older sister I used to do on purpose, and the water swirls down, that she was going to get sucked into the plug hole, and I'd be like, Amy, and then like that. Because I just couldn't understand why of course you can't fit down the plug hole, but in her mind she thought she was going down. Anyway, we have actually gone down a real rabbit hole.
We have, sorry, I went
irrational
off on a
fears straight away. Gosh,
tangent.
straight into it. What I usually like to go to it first is about mum groups, mum chats, because I kind of want this podcast, or I want this podcast to be the supportive mum WhatsApp group that you feel like you really want to be in, because there are some groups that you don't want to be in, some that you have to be in. I'm sure you're the same. I've got loads. Some are muted, some are not.
I mean, it's just the class ones I just find ever so overwhelming. The class ones. I mean, I've got one child,
go
so
off
it's one class
all day
Oh
long.
my God, but they go off to a point where it's like everybody's then just in a world of confusion. Because, like, for instance, yesterday in the group chat, it's the school photos tomorrow.
That's what we had,
right?
exactly, this
Yeah,
conversation.
school photos tomorrow, but it's Cooper's class PE day on that day, so they all just go
Snap.
in.
This is what
really
I was going to say mine was.
Yeah, so they all go in
What
their
should they
PE
wear?
kit. So everyone's like, do they go in their PE kit? Do they do this? Someone screenshotted the email that had been sent, which we've all received, and it just said, kids going in PE kit as normal. They'll have their photos done in PE kit. And someone pipes up, so do we send their uniform in with them so they can get changed? No. And then someone else went, I'm confused now. So were they going in their uniform? I was like, there was no need for this.
Just read the first sentence and then be done.
Could have been so simple.
It was that exact situation for me. It was PE day, but we had the opposite instructions. No PE kit.
Oh.
Bring in come in uniform. They'll do PE a different day. So now I'm like, which day is PE? So that group, honestly, and I feel bad because there are some mums that are so helpful and so honest. And I'm not.
I know, honestly, there's some mums in that chat. I'm like, you are just
I can't understand, because also it's not like, they don't work or they don't. They do. They do it all, but they're just amazing.
Yeah.
And one day, I'm like, I've got another shot at this. Maybe I'll be like class rep with Darcy when I really could get the school, and I probably still can't be. I just can't keep up.
Charlie, you're a better woman than I am, because the thought of being a class rep just.
But do you know what my issue is? Whenever it's silent, if they say like, "Does anyone want to volunteer?" I cannot help because I hate the silence. So someone said to me when Alfie started in reception, Darcy was like 4 months old. Someone said, do not go into that meeting. I said, why? She said, because you will be class rep and treasurer and everything else by the time you come out, and you cannot handle it. And so I didn't go in. I'm so grateful, because I would put my hand up.
Yeah, I know you would.
It.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all.
So one day I'll do it, because my kids are like, why aren't you class rep? I'm like, honey buns, I can't cope.
Why are you on every school trip that we go on? I'm not.
No, I know.
Oh, Cooper wants me to walk. So every Tuesday they've started swimming now. Now they're in year 3.
They need volunteers.
And every Tuesday, 2 parents have got to do the walk to swimming and back. Now, swimming is not my favourite activity at the best of times with a child. with 30, I could not think of anything worse than taking 30 kids swimming. I was like, oh, mummy seems to be working every Tuesday.
So why don't I volunteer for like reading day or something where you can just sit down?
Well, do you know what I did one year? I was like, right, I'm going to do the West Wittering beach trip because it's got to be sunny. It's in the summer. I'm just going to have the best time. Like, great. When I tell you it was like a hurricane on that beach, and it's so funny because somebody reposted a video, one of the school mums today on her Instagram, and it just said thoughts and prayers to any parents that have gone on the West Wittering beach trip today. And I was like, oh my God, it's triggering. I've never been back to West
Cooper
Wittering.
Probably has the best memories of you being there. So actually, a big tick in that box.
Yeah, he does actually. So I do need to do a few more school trips.
My God. So is that the last thing you put on a mum's WhatsApp group? What is the uniform?
Yeah, but yeah.
And do you have a group? You have like a splinter group, don't you?
So
of the mums that you like really love.
Yeah, so I've got a group with 2 school mums who I love them to bits. They've become proper solid friends.
And all the kids get on too.
Oh, they're best friends. So so all our 3 boys are all in the same class, and they're best friends.
You couldn't wish for more than that.
I know. And then the other 2 little boys have 2 little brothers as well. And those little brothers are best friends, and they come to our older kids' parties. So if ever Coop has a birthday party,
they all come.
The 2 little ones are always invited as well.
Oh my God, I love that.
And they're just brilliant, and they're great because they know me so well now. Because obviously our kids have grown up together. I'll often get a message going, Georgia, FYI, tomorrow is Mufti Day.
I get that
and
too.
I'm like, oh my God, thanks girls. And they know I'm not going to be offended that they're reminding me.
I get, by the way, the football club has gone live. You need to book in now.
Go.
I got 3 messages this year.
Did you?
And actually, I had set an alarm. So I was like, thanks, girls. But I have actually booked it. But I feel so touched that you all think I can't cope enough to be reminded. But it's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you find your mums. Because I feel like a lot of mums panic when they're at the like toddler phase and they think, oh, I just don't have any mum friends that I really click with enough to like go more than a soft play but they could come later on.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Different phases.
Because obviously Cooper went to nursery, and if I'm being completely honest, I was like, I've got my best friends. We've all got kids. I didn't feel like I needed any more mum friend. I didn't feel like I needed to be friends with the mums at school.
Yeah, well, you also I don't have time to see my current friends, so I can't add in any more.
Yeah, but then organically, I made these 2 really good friends, and I was like, oh, I'm so lucky I've got you in my life now. But I think it was nice because it wasn't forced.
Yeah,
because that was the thing. I was like, I'm nearly 40. I don't want to waste my time making small talk with people I don't particularly want to hang out with. Yeah. So I'm happy I've found my tribe.
So good.
Yeah,
I feel like it comes wherever in the school, nursery, wherever you find those mums, and you're like, you're my person.
Yeah.
There was a mum who I'm really good friends with now, like such a good friend, and she walked into nursery the preschool one day, and she was shaking a protein shake, and I was just like. And she looked like she'd come from the gym, and I was like, ooh, I think we can be friends. And we're great friends.
I bet you were wearing your gym kit as well, weren't you? Did you just lock eyes across the room?
Yes, you and me can be friends. And we are. We're great friends. And it was like, you just have to find those mums. So yeah, I have the same. I've got so many groups that I'm terrible at catching up on. But then each group has like a purpose,
Yeah.
So no, that same friend messaged me this morning asking how solo bedtime was. It was so nice because she just checking in. Just remembered that I did it on my own, and I was like, actually, it was a shit show, but thank you for asking.
Thank you for
We've got through. We've got through it. So let's go all the way back, because I didn't know you. I knew you just before you became a mum.
Well, yeah, because you trained me through my pregnancy.
I trained you through your pregnancy, so you were a mum kind of already. But the pre-kid Georgia, you were a model. Like, what would a week look like for you? Just different every week?
Yeah, never the same. And because I was modelling, and then obviously Danny, my husband's in a band, so he was travelling around, and it was quite nice because of my job, it meant I could follow him around the country if I didn't have any work on.
Yeah.
Or just
pick the nice places and I'll join you.
Yeah. So it was great fun. I had a lot of freedom. And then I became a mum.
And then it just got sucked away from you.
Yeah.
And did you did you always think I'm going to be a mum? That's what I want to be.
Oh yeah, like I what's really weird is out of me and my sister, I've got Lauren, but for anyone that doesn't, she's 14 months older than me. We've completely.
Every time you say 14 months,
I know,
I'm like, your mum.
I know.
Is a saint. I can't believe
she's
that.
an idiot. That's what she is.
An idiot and a saint.
It was that moment I realised I was a mistake. I was like, oh, Mum, 14,
surprise.
hang on. Yeah,
Surprise. Not a mistake.
But yeah, so we're completely different. And I was always the really maternal one. She never was. And what's weird is she's then gone on to have 2. She would probably have more if she could, and is a obs and gynae doctor, like delivers babies, whereas I had 1 and was like, okay, yeah, no thanks, no more.
Interesting. You just don't know, do you?
No.
Because it's all very well wanting to be a mum with all the pretend kids in our head that behave really well and go to bed on time and are perfect and never have meltdowns. And then when you have a real kid and you're like, oh,
yeah,
it's quite hard.
It's really easy to romanticize being a mum when you're not a mum.
Oh yeah, all my imaginary kids are just like, they read all the books, they're perfect.
Eat every vegetable.
Because I put something on social media this week, which was that when I was younger, I thought I was just working until I could be a mum, and then that's all I wanted to do, be a stay-at-home mum. And then when I became a mum, I felt really guilty because it wasn't enough for me, and I felt awful, but I really desperately wanted to go back to work.
Was your mum a stay-at-home mum?
She was, and she wasn't. So she started up a business, you never believe this, called Bumps.
Is that where you got your name?
No, because I inherited the name Bumps and Burpees.
Oh my God.
When I sort of started it.
That's so weird.
So she was so ahead of the curve that in our house, she had all these maternity dresses that were for like ball gowns or weddings or things that you wouldn't want to buy for, and you would rent them. I know. So all those years ago, 30 whatever years ago, we had pregnant women in our house all the time, and there was one room where we called it the Bumps room, and they would come in and try on these gowns and rent them and then come and deliver them back. So she did that because she had us, and then she realised, I'm really bored.
Yeah.
It's really monotonous. I'm loving being a mum, but I need to do something else. So she started that. And then when we got a bit older, and there's 4 of us, so she was like, I don't have time for this job. So it didn't last probably about 10 years. But yeah, I thought that was going to be me, that I would just want to be a mum. And then I felt really awful that how is it not fulfilling me enough?
But I'd love to know, really, if we spoke to every mum ever and said, be completely honest, were you a stay-at-home mum because you really wanted to be one, or were you a stay-at-home mum because you thought that's what you should do? Because I feel like back in the day, especially like our parents' generation, it was just the thing to do.
You just gave up work and you were a mum.
Yeah, I'd love to know how many mums were like really fed up.
Yeah.
Because they weren't like stimulated enough.
I know, but I feel like also that's why they were having babies earlier, because what's the point in getting into a career if you're just going to have to give it up?
Yeah.
Whereas we're all having babies a bit later because we're pushing forward through our career. And yeah, it's really interesting. I wonder, but I now know, and I'm happy to accept and admit that I really need a good balance of the both to enjoy both.
Yeah.
I would be really gutted if I had my children never, but I also can't have them full time.
No.
I'm not a good mum when that happens.
Exactly the same. My cup is always empty.
Yeah.
I got about that much in it when I'm not doing something that also sets my soul on fire a bit.
Yeah. So actually, it took me a long time to just accept that, like, that's okay. That's completely normal.
I think a lot of mums feel embarrassed to admit that, though, and you shouldn't.
Even writing it down onto my Instagram posts, I was like, God, I hope this comes across right. I hope it doesn't seem ungrateful, and because also, we struggle to have Alfie, and so I thought, how dare I not be on top of the world now that I'm just with him all day long? But it just wasn't everything.
Yeah.
But for some mums it is, and that's what they feel like they're born to do, is just be with their kids 24/7. So yeah, it's very interesting. So you always wanted to be a mum, and then you had quite a smooth pregnancy journey, didn't you?
My pregnancy was great, wasn't it? Do you remember? So I worked out with you on the day I was due, didn't I?
I know, and you were like, I don't care what I do in the gym. I just want to be in there on my due day, just to say I am.
I really loved working out when I was pregnant. It made me feel so much stronger, and I honestly do. I'll tell anyone, think that is why I had such a good birth.
You had such a great birth, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was like 2 hours.
You are welcome.
No, thank you.
But you didn't work out crazy. It wasn't like anything mental, but it was consistent. You did like
consistent.
twice a week,
Twice a week, I think.
And it wasn't anything to write home about. It was just good strength sessions, and you were just consistent all the way through. And I remember Danny came in and we strapped a medicine ball to his tummy, and he was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And you were there walking, lunging all over the place.
He did a full workout with it strapped to him, didn't he? And I was like,
collapsed to the floor by the end. And there you are. You were fine.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've had that a lot before where, the wife might not be able to come and her husband takes her place, or they come together and they are like, oh yeah, I'm really fit. Like put me through my paces or whatever. And they are crawling out of there at the end, because I just think you're carrying excess water, a baby, a placenta, all these things, everything's changed all day, every day. You're actually very strong.
Yeah. Well, you are. You really are. And like, that's what I felt when I was pushing. I felt strong. I mean, it bloody hurt, but I felt like I really felt like I could do it. I think I'd also, this is like, I think people are super 50-50 on this, but I'd watched pretty much every single episode of One Born Every Minute.
I loved it.
Because I really wanted to like know the worst.
I wanted to know everything.
Yeah, I wanted to know what could happen. And some people would hate that, but also
midwives hate that people watch that and think that's birth, because it's not real. They cut everything out. But I found it really helpful to watch it too.
Yeah, and I remember, and it was good as well, because I'd watch it and I'd say to my sister, God, do you scream that much when you're giving birth? And my sister was like, you shouldn't. She was like, because you're wasting all that energy. Like it's coming out rather than going down. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's good to know as well. So I took that bit of knowledge in. So I was like, right, if I do want to scream, it has to be like an inward.
You said you were mooing. I actually did that too. It's a real deep, like, get this baby out.
My God, it comes from like, deep.
George was like, I've never heard that sound come out your mouth.
I don't think Danny had ever heard, nor will ever hear that sound again.
I don't know whether you've spoke about your birth story online. I can't remember, but there's one bit that I think about all the time. Is that when you were leaving your house to get into the car and you had a contraction in the middle of the road, you just got onto all fours and the car had to wait for you to moo your way through the contraction.
There's no way of me moving.
No, there isn't.
The thing was, me and Danny were laughing when the contraction stopped, because I was like, I bet they thought I was drunk in the middle of the road up until I got up and they could see my stomach. But the problem was, because I didn't realise at the time, but I'd done so much of the labour on the toilet, and you were close, weren't you? Oh my God, I could feel his head. I thought I needed a poo. Like I kept I kept trying and I couldn't. Nothing was coming out. I did not poo during labour.
Me neither. I feel like that's a little club we need to be in. The edge of it.
I mean, I think Danny would have divorced me if I had have done.
No, he wouldn't. After you pushing his baby out, he would have let that go, I'm sure.
And I think I'd just done everything.
But you do feel like you need to, because you never felt that feeling before.
No. And I was on the toilet and Danny had rang my sister and he was like, because we'd gone in, my waters had broken in the pub. Yeah, because I was being induced the next day, wasn't I? Because I was 2 weeks overdue by the time. Yes, because I actually came to exercise.
You were overdue, but also Danny was going to film The Voice, so you couldn't go any more overdue.
I couldn't go any more.
He wouldn't be there.
That was right. I'm glad you remember
that. I didn't have anything else to think about.
And so we were being induced the next day, weren't we? And then that night I was like, right, I want to go for fish and chips. I want to get a real carb-heavy meal. And then we're going to go home. I'm going to shave my legs. I'm going to wash my hair. And I'm going to be ready. And that absolutely, the world had other plans, because went into the toilet before we left the pub and it just went pop.
And it was quite catastrophic.
It was quite a hell of a, I mean, I felt it. I was like, oh my God. Daddy thought I'd blocked the toilet. I came running out. He was like, oh my God, what have you done? And I was like, no. My waters have broken.
Oh my God.
Because I had black jeans on, so you couldn't actually see.
No. And luckily it's not far to your house, was it?
Not far to my house,
did it ramp up quickly then?
Yes. So, because when you watch, but you obviously have to go in, don't you, to check there's no, they've not pooed inside you or anything. Gone in, they were like, first pregnancy, it's probably going to be a while. Get home, get in the bath. And within about half an hour, I was like, darling, it's so painful and it's so close together.
It's scary because you're being told that's early labour.
Yeah.
It happened to me and I thought, if this is the beginning bit, what on earth is it going to be like at the
I was
end?
like,
but actually we were at the end.
We were at the end. So I'd got out of the bath, I was sat on the toilet, and Danny rang my sister, and he was like, Laura, like, she seems like she wants to push. I'm really confused, but she's only just gone into labour, and the doctors have said it's going to be a while. And Lauren went, put her on the phone. And I was mooing at that point. And Lauren went, she's pushing, get her to hospital now.
I know, they always say they can tell by how you sound.
She could. And she was like, she needs to go to hospital. Anyway, we got there. I couldn't even walk into the hospital because he was so far out.
Oh my God.
I was holding him. I was holding him like that.
Thank God you got there.
I know, and then we got a dodgy wheelchair that just went round in a circle. And then Danny was like speeding through every double door that went out up like that. Then we got to the final one, and for some reason this final door went the opposite way.
Oh
so
no.
It just rammed me into this door.
Of course.
It was so comical. Like, I would have loved to have seen that CCTV.
Oh my God.
And then we got in there and they were like, Georgia, we need to examine you. I was like, no.
Yeah, it becomes like real animalistic. You're like, get my clothes off, don't touch me.
Yeah, I took all my clothes off and got on my hands and knees on the floor.
You?
Yeah.
You just knew what to do.
I honestly, like, I don't know what came over me. It was like I was possessed.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
The body's just like, I'm expelling this baby.
Yeah,
right now.
my body really knew what to do.
Wow.
And he was there within, it was like 37 minutes from getting into that hospital. He arrived.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, luckily you haven't had another because they say seconds are faster.
I mean, could you imagine? I'd probably sneeze him out.
Have him in the street, exactly. I know. I so remember getting that message from Danny being like, he's here. George is amazing. And you shared that amazing picture straight away
Of my tummy.
Yeah, of your tummy, which inspired me to do the same.
Yeah.
Because I think so many women just don't realise that it just disappear.
Well, I had no idea. And I was like, why do I still look pregnant?
The baby's not here anymore.
I definitely still look 9 months
Yeah, and it's
pregnant.
weird because it's so squishy.
Soft, yeah.
It goes from being rock solid to literally seconds later, like, I can put my hand all the way in. It's very weird.
Yeah, it is. Makes me feel a bit queasy when I think about pressing it. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was like, I am going to share this because I had no idea, and I would have liked to have known that. I'd like to have been aware that
You look pregnant
you
for a
still
little
look
while
pregnant
after.
for quite a long time after.
Oh yeah, the first day you really looked exactly how you did the day before, but just soft, and then it takes time to go down. And plus, it took longer each time for me.
Yeah.
I remember with Darcy being like, what? Is this all that's happening naturally? I'm going to have to work at the rest.
Yeah.
But it's so good that you shared that and was so honest about it, because I think we romanticize the pregnancy, we romanticize the birth, we watch so many films and things and think, oh, Kate Middleton coming out of the hospital wearing jeans or whatever. It was like,
Did she have a little dress on or something?
No, she had a dress on and then she was in jeans really soon after. But her genetics allowed that to happen.
And
but
that
it doesn't happen for everybody.
No.
But that's what we see.
Yeah,
in the
and
public
that's
eye.
the thing. Like, I think there was until people started posting like the honest pictures of birth, and pre-birth bodies, I think there was a lot of people posting that probably do have fabulous genetics, posting pictures of like how incredible they looked afterwards. And it makes women feel shit about themselves.
I know.
Because
the
majority
ones
of us
that didn't
do
feel
not.
fabulous
Yeah.
weren't sharing it. So they thought that was everybody. It's interesting though, because it also puts people, so you and I are in a slim body, and it puts us in a position where our genetics allowed us to lose the baby weight maybe faster than some other people did naturally.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to make anyone feel bad that I've done something that, it's like really tricky to balance it right. Like, I want to share everything, and my post-baby body, and someone else is going, well, that's the body I aspire to be, and I'm bigger than you. And it was a really tricky line to tread, I found.
I think it is, as slimmer people, it is tricky because you don't want to make anyone feel a certain way. But also, like, there was a point when I just stopped posting like my body because I felt bad that I looked a certain way. I almost felt like it was shameful to be slim.
Yeah. And we're not allowed to talk about body positivity.
Yeah.
Because we're told we're not in the right category.
Yeah.
So but our body has changed.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
we're
God.
allowed to feel a type of way about that. And I have come back and started speaking about it more and saying it's okay if you want to change your body or if you don't feel comfortable in this. And people have reacted to it better now than they did the first time I spoke about it. So maybe we're coming out of that phase.
I think
it's tricky.
It's becoming a lot more acceptable to kind of like, do you? Like if you want to do tweakments or whatever we call them nowadays, bloody go for it.
Do
like,
it and own it and just...
Oh my God, I really don't care. If someone wants to have Botox or like, I don't know, have a boob job or bloody do it if it makes you happy.
I'm actually the opposite now. I'm like, go you. If that makes you feel good, I'm so proud of you.
But also, in the same way, if they don't want to do it and want to... grow old gracefully is not the term, because I hate that term. Because
no, but I know what you mean.
I think you're growing old gracefully whether you do anything or whether you don't do anything.
Grow old naturally.
No, yeah. Then do that too. Like
I kind of feel like when you have kids, you become a bit more unapologetic about yourself. A bit like, this is just me.
Yeah,
I'm doing what I'm doing, and I feel happy about it. And I've had a real like, I'm gonna have a glow up year. This year I put so much effort into like doing things for me physically and, you know, socially and all these things, and I'm like really putting time into it because I feel like it's been 6 years of me having young babies at home, and actually it's so nice. People are so supportive of it, and I think there's a time and a place to be like, I'm a mum of a tiny baby, this is what my life's like, and then you can emerge from it and be like, I've got some time back.
Yeah, exactly.
Add some energy, and what am I going to do for me?
What can I do that's going to make me happy?
Yeah, which will in turn make your kids happy too. But it's like, we've skipped a step, and I knew I was going to do this. But you've had Cooper in the hospital. You take him home. How do you feel? It's weird, isn't it, when you just bring your baby home and you're like...
Completely, shell-shocked. Well, because then you've suddenly got a life that you've got to, keep alive.
And everything you learn about takes you all the way up until birth, and then it kind of stops, doesn't it?
Yeah.
NCT sort of tells you about how to change a nappy, and then it's like, good luck.
Yeah, but they don't tell you like how you're going to feel. They don't tell you how you are going to feel mentally. They don't tell you how lonely those first few months can be. They don't tell you how scary it might be, or how you might suddenly develop like horrendous intrusive thoughts, or you might suffer mentally, you know, with your mental health in ways you've never suffered before. Nobody tells you about that side of things.
But I also think even if they do, you think, oh yeah, but I'm going to be fine.
I'll be fine.
I've never had that before, so I'll be fine. And it's really comes as a shock. I remember you walking into the gym one day and just bursting into tears.
Oh, I burst into tears on a weekly basis.
But it was more, I think it was something, I just said, how are you? And it was like, and I don't actually think we even trained for a while. We just sat and hugged and had a coffee.
Did we even train that day?
Not.
Yeah.
But it was, I'll tell you what it was, because you hadn't had time to have a shower that morning. That's what it was. And I remember it because at the time I hadn't had kids, and I thought, she hadn't had time to have a shower. It doesn't take very long. But when you have kids, you just realise sometimes you don't, because as soon as you put the baby down, they cry, or they need feeding, or they've been sick, or they've done a poo or whatever. And after a while you think, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to bother trying anymore.
And I was quite a nervous mum. Obviously, because you've never done it before. And I was used to being so in control of everything. And I suddenly felt completely out of control. And I was speaking on a podcast recently, actually. And apparently, if you kind of have, if you're autistic or ADHD or OCD, it's really common for you to really then struggle with your mental health when you have children, because you then lose your control, and all those things are kind of, you know, you have a control in certain aspects of your life. And I was like, that's interesting. That could explain a heck of a lot for me.
Of bells. Yeah. Because you have no control. Pregnancy over your body, it just, stuff happens.
Yeah.
You just think, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And the baby comes, and then you've got your body doing things, your brain doing things, and your baby doing things, and how do you fix it?
Yeah.
No idea.
And it was just hard because there was all of that. And then obviously Danny started filming The Voice 5 days after I had Cooper. So he was there to a point, but not paternity leave, not those first 2 weeks where it's just you two together. And my mum and dad were amazing, and mum and dad came, and bless them, they stayed in a hotel just down the road so that I still had my own.
I remember they did that. Yeah. I think that's really helpful, because actually you don't want to be hosting.
Yeah, exactly. And mum knew that. Mum was like, you are not hosting us, we will be there.
And she can make the tea and
cook
she
for
can,
me, and it was brilliant. But it's not the same as how it would be if you were doing it, husband and wife or partner.
Yeah, because you're
with your
learning on the
partner.
job together.
Yeah. And as well, I was like to Danny, because he was obviously on camera and needed to like get sleep.
Yeah.
And I was breastfeeding exclusively. Wouldn't do that again if I ever had another one.
It's a lot, isn't it? It's a full-time job.
I mean, but it wasn't a choice. It was unfortunately for me the only thing that we could do, because Cooper wouldn't take a bottle for the first 4 months.
No, Darcy didn't. It's really annoying.
It's annoying. It's hard. It's exhausting. And Cooper was the hungriest baby in the world, fed every 45 minutes throughout day and night. Honestly, you couldn't.
So then there's no point showering, getting dressed, because you're like, well, I'm just have to sit here with my boobs out.
Yeah, and like the night times were the worst, because I'd just put him down, just dropped off, and then awake again.
But then you start to feel, I had this with all three of them actually, where you don't know what's happening. I'm like, at one point I picked up Darcy and I was trying to settle her back to sleep, and then I thought about it and I thought, no, you've woken up again and we're feeding now. I thought I'd just lay her down, but I hadn't. I'd gone back to sleep and woken up again. And that's when I ended up having to move the crib away from my bed so that I have to get up to feed her.
So you had to
slightly wake up a bit, because I was losing the plot, and I'd wake up and George would say, how was the night? And I would say, I don't know. I have no idea. I've got my boobs both out. I think she fed. She must have fed. But then you start to think, that's getting dangerous now.
Oh,
because the sleep deprivation is just so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely Googled how long I had left to live. I had 11 hours.
You survived.
I made it through. It was such a go at one point.
Oh, God.
But what I was going to say was, I'd said to Danny, look, there's no point me feeding and then you getting up and changing his nappy and blah, blah, blah. I'll just do it all, because what's the point of us both being awake?
Yeah.
But I probably made a bit of a rod for my own back there.
He's
because
like, fantastic.
He's like, great, full night's sleep. Woohoo.
But we did that with Alfie when he was first born. I so remember the first few nights, every time he'd wake up, we'd turn the light on. George and I would both sit up, trying to keep our eyes open. And I thought, what on earth is the point in this? You're not doing anything but keeping me company. And actually, I'd much prefer you to be able to help in the morning a bit, or get,
Yeah, let you have a little lie-in on the morning, and then... But I didn't even get that, because Danny was out really early, back really late. So I didn't even have that kind of first bit in the morning where I could maybe have a couple of hours catch up. Well, I couldn't do that anyway, because people just wanted feeding all the time.
Just latch
it's like, can you just latch him on to me whilst I'm asleep? You just hold him there.
Do you know what? That ends up what's happening when you co-sleep and things. Your boobs just out and you think they just find it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, it's like another world, isn't it?
I know.
So then did he start taking a bottle, didn't he?
After 4 months of trying.
I think that's bad. Darcy didn't until 18 months. I managed to get her off the boob. I had to leave the country to get her off.
18 months.
And then guess what now? Can't get her off the bottle. She is so naughty. She now loves the bottle.
Does she?
I think she was just like, okay, fine.
Have you tried her on a sippy cup so she wouldn't have a sippy cup?
Yeah, she does.
Oh,
for water and stuff.
But she wouldn't have milk out of a sippy cup.
And she's like not as obsessed with milk as the boys were, but I just cannot believe I've got videos of me like proving to my friends and feeding consultants that I'm trying to get the teat in her mouth. And
everything. How many different bottles did you try?
All.
Oh.
It's like a shop in my cupboard. And now she'll have any bottle. Loves them all.
Will
I
she?
can't understand. Yeah, she's so naughty. So, but I feel you those first 4 months when you think, if I don't crack it now, I'm never going to crack it.
Yeah, because I was so panicked about this nipple confusion they talk about by introducing a bottle too early. So I said to Danny, I was like, we mustn't introduce a bottle until after the first 6 weeks. And I was trying to do everything by the book. That is stupid idea.
Because I did it with Alfie. I did it on the 5th day because I was so engorged. I expressed some milk, and then George said, "Oh, can I give it to him in a bottle?" He was the best combi feeder of all.
See,
so I know the advice is to wait, and I'm sure that's for a reason, and it works. But for me, the 6 weeks did not work.
No, for me neither.
Every bit, you just go with your instinct, don't you?
Yeah.
So as Cooper got a bit older, did you start to feel like that anxiety and the nervousness got eased off?
It took a long time. It was probably, I was not in a good place mentally for about the first 18 months.
And did you realise it at the time, or is it looking back?
I was in a tunnel, and I don't remember a lot of it. When I look back at photos, it makes me sad because I feel like I look like lost.
Not completely there.
Yeah, I just look like I'm smiling, but not with my eyes.
Yeah,
like I don't look happy. I'd
And you
lost
sort
my
of wish
sparkle.
you want to give her a cuddle and be like, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I do. And I wish I could have appreciated those early days more than I did.
I always say you want to be a second-time mum with your first.
Yeah.
Because you can take away the anxiety, but being a second-time mum with your second, you can't enjoy those moments because you've got a toddler.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to be the second-time mum with your first, but you just can't.
No, I know.
So you only know that in hindsight. So did you do anything to help get you out of that dark place?
Therapy. Lots and lots of therapy.
Really? And it was just amazing.
And do you know, I was so anti-therapy. I was so, not anti-therapy, but I just was like, oh, I'm fine. I'll be fine. And like, you know, I could talk to my friends. And it is a different experience talking to a therapist than it is talking to your best friends or your mum or your dad or your sister. Like, it's just different. And I can't explain how, but like,
well, they don't have an emotional attachment.
Yeah.
So they're there to listen.
And also they're trained. So they know what they're talking about, really know what they're talking about. And honestly, it was the best thing I've ever done. Just talking to someone.
And was it quite confronting to start with, to put it all out there and be like, God, I can't believe I'm saying all these things? Because there's a whole deal of shame around struggling in motherhood, which is ridiculous because there shouldn't be. But we put it on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I had it recently. You start saying how hard you're finding things and you think, oh, people must be judging me. But I'm so glad it worked. Did you keep it up?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been amazing. Like, honestly, I would recommend it to...
I don't know anyone who's gone to therapy who says, nah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You might not find the right therapist straight away, but everybody who's in therapy or has been in therapy recommends it.
I think it's one of those things that when you go to your first session, you could almost put yourself off because you have to go in and be so honest and open, and it's upsetting and it's draining. I remember my first few therapy sessions, I'd come away and I'd have to go home and have a sleep because I was so like exhausted.
Imagine.
But yeah, that was a big thing. Also, like it sounds like such a cliche, but exercise really flipping helps just to clear your mind. Like I just started running. And
a lot of mums take up running, and I used to not understand, like, why are you all running marathons? I don't get it. But then I had kids, and I was like, oh, you want to get out your house?
Yeah, and I
think
with running is when you run, you can't look at your phone.
At
all, right? Well, you could if you stopped, but really,
you're right.
Your phone is in your pouch or whatever. And you either listen to music or you listen to nothing and you just think. Like I always said, running was kind of like therapy for me because I'd either think about everything in a really good way or I would think about nothing and it just be calm.
I always come up with really good ideas when I'm
exercising. Same, yeah.
Like I had to come home and I've had a great idea for the business or an epiphany about something.
Yeah, I have to forget it within 5 minutes, but I do come up with great ideas.
I know, it is kind of a therapy. And it's also fresh air.
Yeah.
It's doing something for yourself.
Yeah.
It's all those things that top up your cup just ever so slightly, and it's nothing to do with being a mum.
Yeah.
Because I feel like exercise in the beginning bits, early days, is still to do with being a mum because you're healing, your baby's probably next to you.
Yeah.
And it's still hard work to get to that exercise session. You've got to make sure the baby's fed, had a nap, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot.
All the things.
But then once you break through that barrier, then exercise becomes about you again.
Yeah.
And it's so nice.
Yeah.
And because I breastfed Darcy for so long, I felt like only when I stopped that did exercise again become solely about me because I wasn't having to, do I have to go home? My boobs are filling up. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, it's all about me again.
Yeah.
Which is so nice and very underestimated. Even just going for a walk.
Just a walk.
Get outside.
Oh, during COVID, I used to just go out on these walks. I mean, to be fair, quite often it'd be Cooper with me, but like when
even that though, parenting outside is a break.
Oh my God, parenting in the summertime is so much easier.
It is.
Do you feel like your kids can just roam when
and you don't have to put loads of layers on them?
No.
One fight about sun cream and then you're done.
That is probably one of my least favourite parenting jobs in the world, putting sun cream on.
Do you know what's so funny? Darcy loves putting sun cream on.
Does she?
To the extent where she is covered.
I mean, thank God your children are all quite fair, aren't they?
I know. Well, she's got the best skin of all of them. She's got George's olive skin. She tans so well. She's so lucky. But I found her in the corridor the other day, covered, whereas the boys are like, no, don't. But whatever, at least you've got sun cream on you. There's no sun touching that skin. She's covered so much. But I feel like there's less saying no to them when you're outside in the summer.
Yeah.
If they can run off and they're happy playing I don't know, the more times you say no to your kids, the more annoyed they get, the more frustrated with you. And if you're in a soft play or inside,
Yeah.
it's a lot of no.
You're just like a little hemmed in, like a little
I know.
wild animal
I
hemmed in at
know.
a zoo, isn't it?
I know. And how was Cooper as he got into like toddler age? Did you have tantrums to deal with? What was his temperament? I can't remember.
Tantrumed hard.
Did he?
Really hard. And it was like textbook.
Okay.
3 years old, just.
It's not the twos, is it? It's
No,
the threes.
it's 3, yeah.
I'm agreeing with you.
3 years old and just angry, really angry when I tried to get him to do something he didn't want to do. There was this one time and I'd taken him to the supermarket and he was not having it. He wanted something and I'd said, no, you're not having a chocolate Easter egg or whatever. Yeah, and a magazine.
Costs about
You're not having
£800.
you're not having a £10 magazine that you don't even look at. You just want that horrible cheap toy on the front. Anyway, so he started off with this tantrum, screaming, and then I tried to get him into his car seat, and I needed.
Did he go solid like
proper
that?
Just went stiff. How they're that strong?
Oh, it's actually mad. I can't bend you.
I literally could not bend him. So I just sat in the back of the car with Cooper and cried, and he cried, and I cried. I just was like, I don't know what to do.
Sometimes that's actually what gets their attention. When you give up, they're like, oh no, I've pushed you too far.
That didn't
work.
No, it didn't work. But what we'll say is I found it really interesting because I did a lot of research because we're going to have to try and work this out. And all the there's so much advice saying, leave them as long as they're safe and they can't harm themselves. Just leave them, let them and everything in me was like, it doesn't feel right leaving him when he's that upset. So, and then I remember someone said to me, cuddle him. If you feel like he needs some affection in that moment, do it. And it changed the game for me. So when he was that angry and upset, I would just hold him up and not forcefully, just be like, sweetheart, it's okay. It's all right. You're feeling big emotions. Mummy's here. And it would calm him down.
Wow.
I think that's why he loves a cuddle now. Yeah, it's probably why he loves a cuddle now because it just calms him. But it does with me. I'm a cuddler.
Interesting. Because all three of mine, if they're crying, and even if I'm cross with them, sometimes I have to talk myself out of it and be like, say to them, do you want to cuddle? And they'll always say yes. And that cuddle calms me.
Yeah.
As well. It resets us both a bit. And sometimes they're still screaming, but I'm there for them.
Yeah.
And I don't talk. I don't say anything.
No, I don't. But you're not meant to. When a kid's upset about something or angry, you're not meant to try and reason with them then.
No.
Because they don't listen. We wouldn't listen if we were angry.
I don't know if I heard this on an interview you did or somebody else. A child psychologist was saying connect before correct.
Oh, yeah.
I always think about that.
Yeah.
So get on their level. So if they're on the floor, sit on the floor with them. Don't tower over them. And then let them know you're there. And then later when they're calm, you talk about it. And I do that. And sometimes I try later and they're not ready. They're still cross or whatever.
So,
and often it's at bedtime. I say, remember what happened earlier? And then we discuss it. And sometimes the conversations go fine. I say, I'm sorry I shouted. And sometimes they say, I'm sorry. And other times they just say, okay. And I'm like, anything you want to say?
Do you want to apologise?
But those tantrums can wipe you out all day emotionally, can't they?
Oh, yeah. Because you just feel like it upsets you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because
also you're not the parent you want to be in that moment.
Yeah.
You're dysregulated. You're not functioning how you want to be. And I often put them to bed and think, that wasn't my best day. That wasn't my best parenting day. And in the morning, sometimes they've talked about it to me in the morning. I think, have you thought about that all night? I feel awful. But other times they just forget about it and move on.
It's mad what they remember though. There was this one time where this was my biggest parenting fail ever, where I was pushing Cooper's pram up a curb, and this was during lockdown, at the height of lockdown, where it was like, do not ring an ambulance unless you absolutely need to. And I pushed him up this curb. And sometimes our pram wheels just don't quite want to go up a curb.
Yeah, they just
it's almost buckled under itself. The pram, he was strapped in, but the pram fell over on top of him. His head took the full brunt of the fall and split his head open. And to this day, he remembers it. He was 2.
Does he remember it, or does he remember you telling him?
Well, he seems to remember it. Because I've not really ever talked about it. I think that's what surprised me. One day he was like, Mummy, do you remember when I was in the pram and I had to go in the ambulance? And I was like,
I remember it.
yes, do you? Because we had to call an ambulance.
You did?
Yeah, because he split his head.
It's a head injury.
I wasn't at home.
And I bet you just beat yourself up.
Oh my God, I felt horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
It's one of those things, though, I was actually saying this in the interview I did before this, that you would never judge another mum for that.
Oh my God.
You'd be more like, are you okay?
Yeah.
But you talk to yourself so unkindly.
Yeah.
This is my fault. I shouldn't have let this happen.
Even now, when he mentions it, it upsets me. But you know what he does? He goes, "But Mummy, it wasn't your fault." And I'm like, sweetheart, it kind of was. I should have paid attention to that curb and realised that pram wasn't going to get up it. But Mummy, it's okay. I don't blame you. It wasn't your fault.
He's such a good boy.
He's really sweet when it comes to things like that. It's so lovely.
But that's because that's how you talk to him.
Yeah.
So you hear your kids saying things and you're like, oh, it has gone in.
Yeah.
That's how you... I mean, other things go in too.
You
don't want them to.
Yeah.
But if you keep persevering with like the politeness and the good way of talking to each other, it does get through.
Oh, he calls me out now. So I'm like, Cooper, can you just go and put your plate over there? And he'll go... I'm like, what? Please? I was like, sorry.
That is so funny.
Okay. Or can you put your socks on? Like, you know, when you're in a rush to get ready, Cooper, just get your socks on. And they'll be like, please? And I'm like, oh my God.
That is so funny. Darcy started doing the same. She handed I said, oh, can you go and give this snack to the boys? And she'll do, if I'm giving them something they haven't said thank you, I don't let go of it yet.
Oh, that's what I do.
They're like, why aren't you giving it to me? Then they realise.
Yeah.
And she did the same. She didn't let go. And then they went, thank you. And she sort of nodded. And I was like, yes, she's on my side.
Oh my God, she's all before her time, isn't she, Darcy?
She's basically bringing herself up. She's so funny. She's like potty training herself.
She's always been quite good at potty training, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's quite young. I mean, it's weird being lazy. We haven't fully done it, but if there's a potty there, she'll use it.
Oh,
she's hilarious because we had to beg the boys to potty train.
Yeah,
I think boys are a bit more lazy.
Oh, boys are a bit different, aren't they?
Crazy.
To potty train.
So give me some hope. What age did Cooper come out of these tantrum phases? I mean, out of these 6, so we're not really in that anymore.
Yeah,
but
it was just the 3. It was just the
3 to 4.
3 to 4, and then he was out of it, and it doesn't really. There's nothing now.
Then the emotions start to be bigger, so that, they have days where they're not regulated, and it's like, whoa, something's happened. I need to talk to you about it, rather than this irrational meltdowns.
There'll be an occasion where, the main time when Cooper might be a little bit. I'm like, you all right, sweetheart? What's happened? No, nothing. I'm like, Mummy knows there is. Normally it'll be that he's maybe been told off at school, or someone's not been very nice to him. But it's normally something he's a bit worried about telling me.
Yeah, it comes out though.
It does.
It comes out at bedtime, I find.
Yeah.
Time for bed. I got to tell you something.
Yeah, and Mummy, can I tell you something? I'm like, go on. Tell me.
But it's so nice that they feel like they can.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I always want him to feel like he's allowed. He can tell me, and I'm not going to be super angry. I know.
Especially if it's something at school, because I say to him, the teachers have already dealt with it, so it's not my job to tell you off about it. I want to understand. And then it comes out, and sometimes I'm like, I need to tell you off.
Yeah, because then you're like, well, you need to know that that's not okay, and you don't do that again. And no, I won't. I think they've already been scared at school. So
the telling off's been done.
Yeah.
The main thing I wanted to talk to you about before we go on forever, I need to let you go, is having one child, which I think your family is perfect with one child, and so many families are. But you've spoken to me about it before. The questions in the comments you get about having one, you feel like you always have to justify it, don't you?
Yeah, it's funny because, growing up, I always thought I'd have 2 or 3, at least. And obviously, I've got a sister, so in my head, I've always thought it'd be lovely for Cooper to have a brother or sister, but just wasn't right for me and Danny. And I beat myself up about it for quite a long time. God, I feel terrible because Cooper would love a brother or sister, and I'm depriving him of that. But if I had another child, would I be an okay mum mentally? Maybe not.
Yeah, because if you went back down that same path.
Yeah, and I don't want to put myself in that position, and I don't want Cooper to have a mum that isn't a happy functioning mum.
And not that you ever have to justify it, but that's justification enough.
Yeah.
This is right for us.
But also, even if you just have one and you're like, yeah, I just want one.
Yeah, there's tons of people that
there
just
doesn't
want
need to actually. be a reason. It could just be you only want one child.
And it's kind of the way the world is now. As soon as you do something, someone else asks you about the next thing.
Oh,
I got
my
asked by the midwife when I hadn't even been stitched up yet after giving birth. What age gap do you think you want? When do you think you want the second
which
one?
child? Oh, to Alfie.
After the second.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah, after the second. I wasn't being stitched up. I was being like, cleaned up or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you have your next one, I was like, I don't think the umbilical cord had even been cut yet. I was like, I'm still attached to this one.
This one hasn't fully left the womb yet.
Can we just wait a second? And George was choking in the back. Excuse me. But people, when you get married, it's like when you can have a baby and you have a baby, and it's when you can have the next one. It's a lot.
It's always just wishing your life away. And
but everyone else doing it for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, we're done. We're fine.
Yeah. And it's what's nice now is we can really enjoy stuff as a family now. Like, now Cooper's a bit older, we just have so much fun together.
Yeah, you're a little trio and you know what each other loves to do. And
and maybe one day we'll get a dog.
Also, like, he's got his best friends, he's got his cousins.
Exactly.
He's not lonely, is he?
Like, we've got a big family. It's just we're a family of 3. And then the rest of our family make up for the siblings that we haven't provided
because you didn't want to. I think it's totally fine. There's so many women out there who don't want any children, and they feel like they need to really justify that. And I think, why shouldn't we have to justify why we do want children?
You've got to be sure. You've really got to be sure,
because it's a lifelong commitment.
That's it.
It's not cheap.
It's no going back.
Not nothing. Exactly. Oh no, but you brought him up such a beautiful boy.
Thank you.
And actually, I haven't seen him for so long. I cannot believe you just said he's 8 years old.
I know. You won't believe it when you see it. He's probably about as tall as you.
He used to come to the gym and I used to strap him into the carrier while you were doing your squats and things, and I would have him sleeping on me.
You used to be the little baby beyond, didn't you, as well?
Oh my God, I love him. So to round this up, I ask all mums to write a post-it note to give another mum to all mums. Okay. Say you were leaving someone's house, you wanted to leave them a little note on their fridge. What would you write?
Oh, Lordy Lord. Okay.
We've had some funny ones, we've had some serious ones, we've had some emotional ones.
Right.
You can leave any. Because I feel like it's so nice to take comfort and inspiration from other mums who've been through it, because we get a lot of advice from people who haven't done it.
It's very short. It's not really actually that parenting related.
Doesn't matter.
But I feel like you need to hear this when you're a new mum.
Okay.
What am I doing with it?
Tell us what it says.
It says you are enough.
Oh, that makes me a bit emotional. You are.
Because you often don't feel like you are when you're in the thick of it, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like you're welling up. You are enough. Oh, thank you. That's perfect.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much for coming and chatting to me. It was nice to catch up.
Thank you for having me.
And reminiscing about all of those stories. But thank you. You're amazing, and you're an amazing mum. And I love your podcast.
Thank you.
Incredible. Thank you so much.